You have everything you need to be successful. And there's so often that I'm a victim of this too, is that I will stop myself from doing something or hold myself back from believing that I can accomplish something just because I don't have enough money, enough resources, skills, knowledge, whatever the thing may be. I hold myself back thinking that wait until I have this much money and then I can do X, or I will be happier, or I can try to improve by doing this and then that, whatever the thing may be. But most times, you have everything that you need already. For example, exercising, fitness. If you live in a rural Midwestern area, you are 20 miles from the closest city and you don't have any equipment, you know absolutely nothing. And if you were to find this message for me right now and you want to just get healthier, to get stronger, and you were asked thinking to yourself, what can I do right now? What I would say is get a backpack, put something heavy inside of it. Your books, a bag of rice, whatever, and go for a walk. That right there is rucking, and that's a term used within the military space and personnel, and all it really means is wearing something heavy and going for a walk. The load on it is weight. There's load onto you, and as you're walking, one of the basic human fundamental movement patterns is locomotion. And so as you're walking through whatever area around your home, your environment, and you're wearing that backpack that's load and walking up and down, incline to decline for distances and everything, there's a cardiovascular benefit to it, there is a muscular benefit to it, there's a bone response to it, mental, psychological, all that stuff. But so many times we are like, hey, that's too simple, that's not it. I need the flashy bag. I need to have a gym membership. I need to do this. I need to do other things. When there's stuff like that within your area that you might not be aware of it. And that's kind of where I want to lead to. It's like you have everything you need to get started and you can get pretty far with it. Now let's jump into a different context example of nutrition. The argument that is heard is I cannot be healthy because healthy food costs a lot of money and my access to them is limited. I have barriers because of my social economic status, because of where I live, my income, all the things. And yes, certain products, many products, are very expensive. But the thing is, if you just get scrappy with it, if you lead with that scrappy mentality of like, okay, what can I work with what I got? And I'll be honest, for me with where I'm at, I've been pretty broke for majority of my adult years, young adult years through college, grad school, and my 2 years post grad right now. And I can survive off of $100 per week on groceries. Like meal mix here and there with a couple extra dollars when it comes to like house utility stuff, but some weeks is higher, some weeks is lower. And I eat a lot of volumes of food, and you just gotta be scrappy with it and look at it. Pull things back to the bare bones. Okay, let's look at carbohydrate sources. Oh, potatoes, rice, and pasta noodles. Cool. Now let's look at meat. Meat's most likely going to be the most expensive thing, right? But then you can lean towards plant-based stuff, getting more beans, getting more lentils, legumes, those type of things to get a lot more chickpeas. I just thought of that top of my head right there. To get more protein in while getting the fiber and micronutrients and vitamins and minerals that those foods are very nutrient packed. And then meat's probably going to be your most expensive thing. And so you can kind of move around that. Like chicken and most pork things, it's around $4 or $5 per pound. But if you lean towards red meat, like kind of ground beef or steak, things like that, they dip up into those higher numbers, 7, 8, 9, 10, things like that. And so you can get away with kind of going on the low profile stuff. And then there's different types of milks. So almond milks, oat milk, dairy milk, things like that. Those aren't very expensive either. Of course, when you go towards almond and those other type of dairy milks, those aren't even dairy milk, they're just other variations of milk, then those get a little more expensive. But you can pull back to the bare bones. Okay, now let's say fruits and vegetables, right? Those can be expensive. Frozen fruit is cheaper than fresh fruit. Boom, there we go. Like I have cherries. I eat cherries most nights of the week as my personal dessert. And so I just grab a full bag of frozen cherries that I get from Costco. It's like $10 or $12 between me and my girlfriend for a whole week, and we just snack for a bit, and we just eat it at like slightly frozen in room temperature. Like it's fine. And then different fruits and vegetables, those will all change depending on the season. And so you can just gotta be a little scrappy and look at the numbers and play with your budget. And then eating out less and getting less stuff from boxes and stuff like that, and or pre-made things. That means it's a give and take. You'd have to prep more of your food. And so where I'm going with all this is that you have everything you need to start, and you can improve your health. I'm not gonna say that there's no measuring stick on what healthy means. How you define health is a big broad stroke. And so for you to improve your state, to get from where you are now to improve, you can improve your health. Nutritionally, yes. With your fitness, yes. It doesn't have to cost money. You can just go out on walks. Load up a backpack, things like that. And then, of course, take an audit and inventory of your schedule, your responsibilities, your commitments, see what you can do. Move things around. You're just playing chess with your days. See how you can zoom out. Don't be so reactive, be more proactive with it, see how you can move the pieces around. And in other areas of your life, when it comes to learning and things like that, we're in the age of information. You can learn so much for free online. And I know there's a lot of misinformation out there, but you can sort through the noise a little bit by looking for the signal. So look for people who have a lot of following, people but are respected as well, have credentials, have some type of reliable credibility behind their name. The comment section of what people are saying. Is this person and then another expert, or the information is getting consistent with you? Then you can know that you're on the right track. Things like that. So there's many ways to improve your life, your health, your fitness, your mental, your physical. There's books, podcasts, all of this information is free. Back then, people had to pay to get access to these type of things, or venture out far distances. And now the bar is set so low. You don't need those clothes. You don't need the nicest thing. You don't need this and that. You don't need this and that to get started, to move forward, things like that. You have everything you need to move forward. And as you get going, just get really good with the fundamentals, the basics, what you can control, drill in on those until you are in a different situation to where you have more access to skills, knowledge, resources, people, whatever. And the concept that has helped me from a framing perspective is that there are people that have been in worse situations that have been less intelligent, less resourceful, less skillful than I am, and have made it further. And so if they're not special and I'm not special, then that means we're all playing on an even playing field, and we all can win. We are all given different cards when we start the game, and depending on your perspective, some are more advantageous and some puts you at a disadvantage. It just really depends on the perspective you're looking at, and the situation and the angle of how those cards can be played, and all that stuff. But dwelling too much in the I wish I had that, oh I want that, or oh no they have this because they're successful is a loser's game. You're not going to get anywhere. It's not going to make you feel any better. And so you have everything you need to progress, to get further. And I think that's so empowering, and I think that's something that most of us do forget. And I wanted to share that thought with you today to not forget that. So, all right, guys, I will see you guys in the next one. And yeah, see you tomorrow.